Hi, we're going to do a routine of stretches that you can do after you've run. It'll probably take about 10 minutes, and if any movement or any position feels uncomfortable or causes any pain, just leave that exercise out and contact your local physiotherapist. So let's get started. So we're going to start on the mat, lying down on your back, and once you're there, just bringing both knees up towards your shoulders. Think of keeping your tailbone down and your back a nice loosener. Even just a wee rock from side to side or draw little circles with the knees is quite nice. And then holding on to one knee, send the other leg away. This will lengthen out the front of that right thigh. Again, you'll really like this after your run. And you're going to take your hands behind your knee. We're going to reach that leg up towards the ceiling. Think of a footprint. Think of your foot creating a footprint onto the ceiling. And then release and reach up again. So we're lengthening out the back of our leg. Getting our hamstrings and our calves. Last one. Let's hold it a wee bit longer. And then we draw the knee in. And then we can take the knee across the body. Keep your left shoulder back. If you want to get more in your lower back, take the knee slightly further away. And a little rock, your back will like that. But again, if it causes any major discomfort, you don't do this one. If you want to get the hip, bring the knee up a little bit higher and you'll feel that round the buttock. Again, just hold for a few more seconds and then we'll take it to the other side. So we'll draw the right knee in, send the other leg out along the floor, reaching out through that left hip. Keep the tummy in, neck and shoulders are relaxed. And then take the hand behind the knee, reach the leg as you did before, footprint to the ceiling, and then bend. We're mobilising the hamstrings, quite nice. And then on that last one, just maybe hold it for a little bit longer, just a few seconds. Try and keep the front of the thigh relaxed, that's why we support here with our hands. You're not overworking the front of the thigh. Let the knee bend, we'll take the knee across the body once again. Same as before, keep the right shoulder back. If you want to get the lower back, drop the knee away a little bit. If you want to get more into the buttock, bring the knee a little bit higher. And just another couple of seconds. And then we'll come back to the centre. Bring the heels in now. We're going to do a little bridge work. Little tip here is if you could bring your heels so that you can touch your heels with your fingertips. From here, we tip the pelvis back, so you feel your lower back into the mat, and then you peel the spine up bone by bone. This is called a spine curl. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck, and then as you release down, bone by bone. So the ribs drop, the waist, the lower back, and then eventually the pelvis is back down. And again, we'll roll up, peeling up. Glutes are working, but they're not overworking. Reaching those knees away so you get the stretch through the front of your hip and thigh. And lengthening back down. We'll do two more. Always nice to keep the knees in line here as well. So again, another little tip is think of keeping the weight over your big toes. That will keep the legs in a better line. And then on the last one, we can do a little extra stretch. Once you're up, taking the arms overhead and reach the arms away as you send the spine back to the mat, lengthening out as you go. Arms back down by your side and we'll draw the knees in. So we'll take this into a thigh stretch now. Another thigh stretch, come right onto your side. You support your head with your hand and keep the tummy in and we'll reach the knee away. Make sure that you're not letting your back arch so that the spine's in a good position and you get a much better stretch for those muscles on the front of the thigh. Just again a few seconds and then we can take it on to the other side. Again, supporting the head, send the knee away, keep the tummy in. So you'll feel that stretch down the front of the thigh. And then we come round. onto all fours. Knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders. And we'll just take it into a little bit of a rest position stretch. So we round out the spine. Think of starting from your tailbone. Get a nice stretch into that lower back. And then you take your hips back towards your heels. Just a little stretch back. Hands stay put, so you get the shoulders stretched as well, just under the shoulders. And then come back onto your knees. And then we'll open up again. And this time into a little arch. So this is like a little cat movement. Happy cat, sad cat. And again, emphasising the lower back stretch. So you think of the movement starting from your tailbone. Draw the tummy in. Shoulder blades glide wider slightly. And you can look to your knees. It's like getting a nice C curve of the spine. And then a little arch of the spine. The head lifts a little. Last one. Rounding the spine. And we'll take this back into a rest stretch again. And back again. A little side stretch. Right hand over your left. Keep the spine rounded. And we'll take the hips back towards your right heel. And you'll feel that down the side of the right side of your body. And then coming back up. We'll take it round to the other side. So it's your left hand over your right. Again, rounding out the spine. And taking your hips towards your left heel. This time you'll feel it down the left hand side of the body. Really nice, you get it right up into the shoulder maybe. And then come back to the centre. And last time, taking your hips back. Here you can take the knees a little bit wider. And if you do that, it means then you can get a little inner thigh stretch. Even just letting the head rest onto your hands. But just knees nice and wide. And just letting the body drop towards the mat. So you get your back and your inner thighs. Rolling up from here. And then you're going to come onto your tummy for a little bit of what they call cobra or swan dive. Hands in a position that they're slightly wider than the shoulders. Legs are relaxed. And again, the feet are slightly wider than your hips. You roll the imaginary marble away with your nose and you peel the spine, the body away from the mat. Just arching the back. And then think of pasting the spine back down. It's like a sticky plaster going back down. And then peeling the plaster away, bone by bone. Peeling up. You get that nice stretch. Try and keep your backside muscles relaxed here and you'll get a much better stretch into your lower back. I always say to breathe in as you come up. And then when you're there, a little breath out. And that just gives you that little extra. And releasing back down. Again, this is one that maybe if you don't find too comfortable, just you can leave it out. Or if you're not sure, just ask your local physio. And dropping down. And relax there. So hands under your shoulders, pressing back up into a little rest stretch again. And we'll take this up into what I call a down facing dog. Tuck the toes under, give the toes a bit of a stretch, which is good for the runners. The hips lift up and send the heels back. And then we do the walk. Secret here is keeping the hips lifting up towards the ceiling and pressing the body through the arms. And lovely just to mobilise the ankles, mobilise those little foot muscles and joints. And you get a great stretch of the calves. Both heels reach away. And then you walk the hands towards the feet. Keep the knees slightly bent here. And just let yourself hang. And then we roll up from here. Draw the tummy in. And you feel as if the pelvis rolls on top of the legs. Bone by bone by bone. With the head coming up last. You do another one of those. And again, if you don't like this one, just leave it if you're not sure about it. Just reaching the tailbone to the ceiling as you roll down. Breathing in and out, draw the tummy in a little, supports the spine. And we roll back up bone by bone by bone. Coming round into a little squat exercise, which I think all runners should do. Take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And then just think of sitting back as far as you can, keeping your back straight, and you can reach your arms forward. Make sure the knees are over your feet, but they don't go forward. It's your hips go back. And press up. And again, a little stretch. So feel the hips dropping towards the floor. And we'll do another one. And just get a little extra stretch, putting the elbows to the insides of the knees and just giving the inside of the legs a little stretch. So again, the inner thighs can get tight with the running. And then we roll up from here. Take it into a lunge stretch. So we'll start with one foot in front. Really important that you tip the pelvis so it's level. And that allows you to get a little stretch down here. Then we take it into the lunge, and you want to feel it down this front of the back thigh. That's enough of a stretch. You stay here. If you want a little bit extra, you can add on the arms. So it opens up all that fascia at the front of the body. Then we release the hands back to the floor. Tuck your back toes under. Bring your back foot beside your front foot. And then again, take that other foot back. Hit your position. Let the pelvis tip, tailbones pointing down towards the floor, and then just gently stretching forward. And you'll feel that on the front of that back thigh. Again, if you want to, you don't have to, taking the arms up. Just stay for a couple more seconds. Then we'll take the hands back down, tuck your toes under, bring your back foot beside your front foot, keep the knees soft so we don't overstretch, and then we'll roll up from here. And that's the routine completed. Thank you.